Brothers, toward the end of camp, John read a passage to us from John 10. Very truly, I tell you, anyone who does not enter the sheep's pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he has brought out all of his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. For many of us, this is a familiar passage with familiar characters. The thief, the sheep, the shepherd. But there's one character in the story that we may have missed. Something that may be unfamiliar to us, but shines like buried treasure in a field. You see, before John prayed his final prayer over us, if you remember, he asked us a question. Who's the gatekeeper? Who's the gatekeeper in this story? The gatekeeper is me. The gatekeeper is you. We have the authority to invite the glory of the Lord into our kingdoms and past our gates. You see, at times, I've had visions or pictures from God, but I'm not really an artist, so I rarely try to draw them. And I'm an average musician, so I don't often try to sing them or compose them. But in many ways, I'm a poet and a writer, so I'll attempt to tell you this story as I saw it during our prayer time together. You see, as John invited us to open our gates and let the glory of Jesus come into our kingdoms, our homes, our work, our finances, the teams we lead, anywhere our effective will is done, John called, "Open your gates." And as I closed my eyes to enter into this prayer, I saw the gates, crafted beautifully out of stone and sculpted metal, something straight out of an Irish countryside. As my mind's eye was taken in by the lush green landscape and blooming colors of spring, I started calling out, "Open the gates! Swing wide the fences for the coming glory of the Lord!" But then, before I could even capture the redeeming beauty of the fields, my eyes were drawn to something far more sinister. I saw a wolf pacing in the fields, its eyes fixed upon the gate with its teeth shown bare, its back arched upon bent legs, ready to leap, primed to kill anything and everything just beyond the gate. The skies darkened. The lush green landscape was covered in shadow as my gates began to open slowly, lifting their thick security and protection from the kingdoms just beyond these borders. I wanted to call out, "Quick, close the gates, it's not safe, it's not safe." But my words were late and too soft to be heeded, so the gates continued to rise. I could see from my distance the wolf was coming, running faster and faster toward my exposed kingdoms. I tried my best to call myself to arms, but my sword was too heavy and my feet were too slow. I stumbled and I tripped as I clambered toward the gate, my heart pounding, my muscles twitching from the strain, and my spirit ready to sacrifice itself for the ones I loved just beyond the gates. I ran, but far too soon my breath left me as I realized I was late. The distance too far, my body too weak. The wolf was closing in faster and faster. My kingdoms would soon fall into ruin, into destruction, into death, under the wolf's cunning malice, but leaving me for last, so I would be bled dry by watching the deconstruction of everything I cherished. Then suddenly, without warning or whisper, a thunderous sword fell swiftly from the heavens, plunging itself through the head of the wolf, piercing its very skull, leaving it still and dead. Just beyond the gates, its body laid bare and bleeding as a reminder to any others who may seek to cross over into the king's country uninvited. I stood there, still gasping for air, unable to believe the battle had ended so quickly. Still trying to convince myself it was safe and the danger had passed, because I could still see the wolf's body. It appeared lifeless, but I could still smell its stench upon the air. As I began to look to see where the mighty sword came from, my eyes focused into the distance. I could make out the shape of a massive man, dressed in heavy armor, with a helmet on his head and shield upon his back. He walked toward me, slowly, each step purposefully and strong, his arms relaxed but posed for action, his eyes knowingly fierce, yet full of love and compassion. I found myself unable to move, but clinching on to my oversized sword. I was still unable to lift it, to show thanks or respect. He simply smiled, leaned down toward me and said, "I am he. Come, follow me into your gates." I looked up at him in deep wonder, but I couldn't move. My sword was still too heavy and my feet were still too tired. He looked down upon me, kneeling to improve the view. He took me, arm in arm, eye to eye, and said, "Don't worry, my son. I will teach you how to use your sword, how to lift it high, how to run without stumbling. You are mine. Come with me. I will make you strong." So I walked with him, slowly, still stumbling a bit, dragging my sword into the recesses of my kingdom to train under his goodness and glory. Men, lift up your heads. You gates, be lifted up. You ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your head. You gates, lift them up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is he, this King of glory? The Lord Almighty. He is the King of glory. Be well, men, and continue to let the King of glory into your gates, into your kingdoms and domains, and he will teach us how to live as sons of God, and we will defeat the wolves that are coming in the night. Bless you, brothers.